Messi heading wide, Barcelona very much so in control of this tie. The two teams will meet again at the Camp Nou in 3 weeks' time. Mr. Burley,
yeah,
what do you take away from this?
Can I be boring and say cliche? It was a tale of two halves.
Oh. You can say that.
Slap me.
You can say that.
You don't have to invite me.
Man City had their pants taken down in the first half.
Oh, lovely.
It was a battering. A battering. You play two up front, as they did with Dzeko and Aguero. OK, they tried to drop a bit deeper at times. You take a risk of getting bossed in midfield. That's what happened. Enrique was bright enough. He brings in Rakitic to give him a bit more balance with Iniesta and Busquets. That gets them a foothold. The players are going forward. We know what they're like. Suarez, Messi and Neymar. And they absolutely battered them. Absolutely. In fairness to City, they got themselves back in the game. Dzeko should have scored a header straight off the back at half-time from 6 yards out. It was a poor header. Aguero gets a great goal, but then they go down to 10 men again. You can't keep doing it. You can't keep making these mistakes at this level of the competition and expect to go to the quarter-finals.
Stuart, Holden, you said on yesterday's show that Manchester City had the momentum going into this game after their 5-0 victory against Newcastle. How did you get it so wrong?
Well, apparently I don't know football. I was ready to come in here after halftime with the Barcelona flag, waving it, because I tell you what, they were phenomenal. They bossed the game in midfield, as Craig alluded to. The midfield three, Iniesta, Rakitic and Busquets, gave Manchester City no chance. Going 4-4-2 at home was going to be a bold decision. Going with Milner and Fernando in midfield was an even bolder decision, because they didn't control any of that, especially without a presence like a Yaya Toure in there. So when Pellegrini made the changes in the second half, he pushed Milner out far wide right. He brought on Fernandinho, who did make a difference. He was the one who made the pass into Silva, who the pass off for Aguero, and giving City a slight chance going back to the Camp Nou. But if Barcelona, yeah, slight is putting it kindly, because the way they dominated the match in the first half, you can only see them doing more than that.
Stuart, what you said yesterday is that Manchester City was going to be on the front foot, that they were going to be the one taking the game to Barcelona.
Well, they were for 2 minutes.
For the first 2 minutes, maybe. And then Barcelona gets a hold of the position. And it doesn't matter who you're playing in the middle, who you're playing up top. If you don't have the ball, and that's really the case for Barcelona. Barcelona had the ball in the first half with so much comfort, with so much confidence. They continue to play, and then they get their guys moving. And when you have on one-on-one situations Messi, Neymar, and Luis Suarez, who, by the way, his movement off the ball was excellent. There's no stopping Barcelona, and I don't care whether you're Manchester City or any other.
Well, that's
team.
been Manchester City's biggest downfall, is their play against the ball. When they don't have the ball, is their organization. Because for the second goal, as you saw, Alba gets down the left-hand side after 22 passes, as I counted, Craig. But Luis Suarez, in the box, manages to run between both of your center halves. Every single person is anticipating in the box in that moment that the ball is going to be cut back. Instead of Suarez gambles, the ball comes across and it's attacked.
If you set off a team as Barcelona...
So is this Pellegrini's fault?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe the player wants to get out there, thought, oh, Mike, I'm going to sit back deeper. That may not have been the manager's fault. The way he set up was his fault. But if you set off them as much as that and allow them to play around about the edge of the box, they're eventually going to pick you off.
Well, the form Messi was in tonight as well.
They're going to pick you
off.
City showed in the second half, Dan, that when you do pressure Barcelona, at times you can get at them.
But was it not just case Barcelona took foot off the gas?
Not in the first 2 minutes of the second half. No, they would have expected that. It just City pushed a bit more, but it was too little.
How embarrassing is it for your beloved Premier League that the champions of England put up that sort of performance in the opening 45 minutes against Barcelona?
Well, it happens. It happens.
You have to give credit to City as well for the way they reacted in the second half. They could have laid down after 30 minutes and taken a beating.
It happens, and you quickly learn and you get away with nothing in this.
But it happens time and time again with City.
Well, they're not good enough at the moment. They're not as good as Barcelona, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, or even Chelsea, in my opinion, and that showed.
Are we really going to say, hey, Manchester City, great job, you only lost 2-1 at home against Barcelona? No. If you're the champions of England and you're the Premier League and you're the best league in the world, listen, at some point you got to take a step and beat this sort of teams. You put a lot of money into this sort of teams, you got to win this sort of games. And if you don't, then you continue to be a second-tier team when it's compared to Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Real Madrid. Barcelona's reality.
If Man City go to Barcelona and do not turn this around, and I don't expect them to do so because they have to score 2 goals without reply, then Pellegrini will come under question again, because you don't keep pouring $1 billion into a football club just to top the Barclays Premier League in England. the Premier League. You just don't. It's great, but if I'm putting that money in, I want to punch a massive hole in the Champions League. I want to be competing with Barca, Real and Bayern Munich.
So are you saying if they don't turn this around, Pellegrini should be out?
I think if they don't turn it around, at the end of the season, there's a fair chance he will be gone. Because, quite honestly, I don't think if you're putting that money in a football club, I want the best coach, the best manager. And Pellegrini, for me, is not in the top 5. So he's got to turn it around, or I think he's gone.
Well, and again, if as you mentioned, if they finish second in the Premier League, if they go out of the Champions League at the same stage, it is a glaring failure because the same issues are there, though. Again, weak in midfield. We all knew that Barcelona were going to be strong in that area, and he went with the 4-4-2.
Apparently not you, buddy.
He went bold.
Apparently not you.
Well, I still thought they had enough, honestly.
It's a sorry sight. It's a sorry sight. If I'm Fernandinho and I'm Frank Lampard, I know Frank's 36, but if I'm 2 central midfielders for Manchester City, and as good a player as James Milner is, if he's playing centre midfield before me,
then
I'm hanging the boots up. I'm hanging him up. I'm gone. I'm out. Because he's not a central midfielder. And he's played Champions League, and you're on the bench, 2 central midfielders.
No Yaya Toure for this game, obviously. He'll be back second leg.
They've got to stop Barcelona scoring in the Nou Camp, and the way they played tonight.
How good's Messi, by the way?
Yeah, but the stupid questions I have.
No, because sometimes...
How good's Cristiano? Is he good?
Because sometimes, Mr. Burley, you sit on that couch and you say, oh, yeah, but it's La Liga defences.
How many did he score tonight?
He was the best player on the pitch, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, but he's best player.
But against the English champions.
Pick a Spanish newspaper up. Not that I picked one up, but that first 45 was embarrassing. I will say that. But they still can't defend in La Liga. Although Piqué weren't bad tonight.
Piqué played well.
Yeah, he played well tonight. It was
right.
Tough.
So we know what's going to happen over the next 3 weeks. The narrative will change. It's just 1 goal, blah, blah, blah. They can get back into it. Yaya Toure's back.
What's 2 goals?
Give me a percentage.
What am I, the SPI?
Yeah, give me
the SPI in my forehead.
Give me the CPI.
The SPI say 93,
I would say
where do you stand?
20 to 25%, 20%.
You say 20%?
Wow.
Well, I'm saying they're looking to me that it's 80% likely Barcelona are going to get through. What do you mean? What do you want me to say?
I think that's quite generous. I think that's quite generous. From what we saw in that game,
Listen, I backed City here.
So you're giving 80?
I backed City in the before this. I saw them.
Did you, Stuart? I forget that.
I did, yeah. As he liked to remind me. But I like to probably agree with the SPI there and go upwards of 90%. The way that
I've not seen
Barcelona. The SPI says 93%.
Well, it's right there on the board. Open your eyes.
I missed it. Sorry.
If it remains 11v11 or no extraordinary circumstances, there is absolutely no chance.
What extraordinary circumstances are you talking?
He's hedging his bets.
What are you thinking is going to happen?
I'm talking about. If there is a red card early on in the game for Barcelona, that's an extraordinary circumstance.
I thought there might be something else.
Well, yeah.
Alien abduction of some sort.
That's funny.
No, it's not happening.
No?
So I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay.
You just asked me. I said no. What want me to say no?
Well, all right, I'm just checking.
We're done.
Okay.
Barcelona's going through.
Simple as that.
And it was a good response.
In the off chance that the type of performance they had away at Roma where they won 2-0 to get through the next group stage. So
is that the one that got that had you believing that this was going to happen?
That's what made me think that they were going to beat Barcelona.
Silly that.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.